What's up everyone, this is CyberKnight, and today I have my more competitive build for CyberDarks. Of course, this is using more than just the structure deck that has been released, so we're using basically everything in Yu-Gi-Oh! This isn't just like your $30 version of the deck, but I will say CyberDarks are fairly cheap to build. Even regular CyberDragons are, I think, fairly cheap because, yeah, they've had most of their main stuff reprinted, and if you go with just a few different choices, I mean, seriously, you can build them for, I want to say under $100 pretty easy, depending, I guess, a little bit more on your extra deck than anything else. So I think my build is fairly cheap. I try to be where I was close to budget, but I still wanted to be more competitive build since we did a budget app profile. So let me know what you guys think, of course, down in those comments below. Hit that like button and support this video too if you want to see more content like this. Anyway, let's go ahead and start going through the cards. Alright, so starting us off, I am running 3 of Cyber Dragons. Of course, it is Cyber Dragons. Even in CyberDark, you gotta have these boys. I mean, they come in handy. They are kind of your backup plan in a lot of cases, and you can easily go for a lot of different, like, Cyber Dragon fusions we have in their arsenal already. So, of course, you want to have your original Cyber Dragons, and of course, you gotta go with the dark artwork, too. That all target. If you're going with CyberDarks, you gotta go with that. Then, going along with that, I am running 3 of Cyber Dragon Core. Core is kind of the same way as regular Cyber Dragon. It's great to have for the deck, being able to search whenever you normal summon it. Of course, don't leave it out there by itself with just that 400 attack. Yeah, you want to link summon after you bring this guy out, or of course fuse with him or something, because yeah, he's kind of an open target, but that searching effect is so good for the deck, and giving you more Cyber Dragons too. I mean, seriously, this card really comes in handy for regular Cyber Dragons or Cyber Darks. And then speaking of CyberDarks, let's get to them. I have 1 of each CyberDark Horn, Edge, and Keel, our original Cyber Dragons. Yeah, you really only need 1 of each of these because now with all the additional Cyber Dragons, you just need Cyber Dragons to go for their fusions. It's not specific, you know, like the original and stuff too. So you just really need 1 of each of these because they're still really good, but the other ones will help you search for what you need, get stuff to the graveyard, because with CyberDarks, your main strategy, unlike with like regular Cyber Dragons, is to get stuff into that graveyard, use that Overload Fusion or some of the other effects to fuse, and then there you go for your big monsters. Of course, then to go along with that, I am running 3 of CyberDark Cannon. Cannon's one of my favorite cards of the deck because basically, here, I'm trying not to have some glare. Well, there you go. I'm trying not to have too much glare with this setup, but with Cannon, you discard it and you get to search for a CyberDark monster. So with that, you just have like all these different CyberDarks you can go for. Also, when it is equipped to one of your CyberDarks, like that too, you can also send CyberDarks from the deck to the graveyard, load up that graveyard for your fusions. There you go. And then to go along with that, also running 3 of CyberDark Claw. Same idea as Cannon, really, except you're going for spells and traps. That's what it searches for instead of monsters. So being able to do that helps you set up yet again, and there you go. Basically everything I just said for Cannon. Then also running 2 of CyberDark Chimera. This is our brand new CyberDark effect monster. Really comes in handy as well. It is your power bond searcher that we've been wanting, as well as like another way to help you fuse. Go for your fusions, get it to that graveyard. Has relatively good defense too, which I just kind of like as a plus. I guess really is something random, but most time you're just getting it to the graveyard, helps set up for everything. Go for your fusions, and there you go. Then I'm also using 1 of Dragon Buster. Just using this old combo because it still really works with this deck, of course, too, with all of our equip cards and stuff as well. And just being able to do that because we have this Link monster in the extra deck too. It helps you set up, thin down the deck a little bit, and like I said, those equips. I mean, that's what this deck does a lot of, is actually use equips. Also 1 of Cyber Dragon Herds. This one just really comes in handy because we are using at least 1 of Infinity, so I like to have it as kind of a backup plan, and it still comes in handy anyway. I mean, you know, with anything Cyber Dragons, it's like a pretty much a 1 of, and even in this deck, I find myself really, you know, like, it coming in handy even at just 1, so I like to have it as kind of a just in case. Another, like, mini Cyber Dragon. And then also, I am running 3 of Ash Blossom. This is, oddly enough, probably the most expensive part of the deck. Yeah, I know, right? It's even been a structure deck, too. That's why I tell people, get your permanences while you can. Hopefully, they're the prices they should be. Ash Blossom needs a reprint. If you can't go with this, you can go for some cheaper alternatives. You can even throw in, like, a couple of, like, Jizukiru, which is the kaiju that's in the structure deck if you want a cheaper alternative. You could throw in probably an extra power bond if you want something like that. There are options, basically. Use stuff from the structure deck. You can get by with it much cheaper, but this needs a reprint. Make it cheaper. It annoys me that it's still expensive. And now for our spell cards. First off, running 3 of Cybernet Horizon. pretty much like I said with the budget build, I mean, this card helps you set up for everything as well. Being able to, you know, get your stuff to the graveyard, including like stuff from the extra deck. It's just basically there to be a setup card for you to get everything where needed, so you can go for your big fusion. Especially, of course, our CyberDark brother right here. That card is still scary. Then, of course, 3 of CyberDark Realm. This is the one, again, just like with the budget build. I love running 3 of this one. It comes in handy so much, being able to help you search for a CyberDark, get a CyberDark out there, equip something to it, and just get things set up for you. Because while you're trying to fill up your graveyard with CyberDarks, then also you can have one on the field that's going to do some damage too. And that way you can buy time to get everything ready, go for the big fusions. And this card does that. It helps you thin down the deck a little bit too, and just get your CyberDarks out there and set up, which is what you definitely want from this deck. Of course, too, also running 3 of Cyber Emergency. Again, with our Cyber Dragons and everything, yeah, you want to have this good searcher, help you thin down the deck even more, and just basically with the spell cards of Cyber Dragons and Cyber Darks, what they do is they just help you get everything you need to set up for those big fusions. I mean, I feel like that's the best way I can summarize it. Also, Cyber Repair Plant. Good in regular Cyber Dragons, too, just have 1 of. It comes in handy in a lot of situations, but it's really only a 1 of, so it's one of those I like to have just in case. Then 2 of Machine Duplication. I still like this because we have core at 3, and so just being able to have that out there, use this, get a couple extra Cyber Dragons out there is really good still. Then 2 of Overload Fusion. This card being even at 2 right now is amazing. I mean, you know, it's so surprising. I remember when this card was at 1. Of course, easily go for your fusions. You're dealing with a lot more Machine Dark monsters because, of course, you're not just going with Chimera and stuff too. You have your Cyber Darks now, so yeah, so much better with regular Cyber Darks. It's actually what it was meant to be for, instead of just being a 1 of and like regular Cyber Dragons. And then Cyberload Fusion. Again, you could throw in a second one of these if you want to get rid of some of the Ash Blossoms. I would do that. Maybe throw in a couple of Jizakuru if you want some cheap options. Cyberload Fusion is still a really useful card, but really, in most cases, it's a 1 of. But again, if you have that extra room because you don't have Ash Blossoms, more power to you. Just go with it. And then, since we only have 3 trap cards, and you probably know what they are, we're just going to go ahead and move on to them. 3 of Infinite Impermanence. Yeah, it's the card you're getting from the structure deck. Great to have, another hand trap for you, basically. And, yeah, I mean, there's a reason why it has the price it is, you know, even after all of its reprints. And, it's definitely a great card to have, too. And especially nice because it has Infinity on it. So, it really does fit with the deck, too. And now we're moving on to our extra deck. So, first off, we have 2 of CyberDark in Dragon. This card is awesome. It's your new boss monster. Still one of my favorite cards of the deck. And so easy to bring out, too. You have, like, Chimera. You have all your different stuff set up. You can get your stuff to the graveyard easily, and there you go. I mean, it really isn't that tough to bring out. I thought maybe it'd be another, like, A to Z dragon or something, you know, and it'd be impossible to bring out. Not the case with this guy, and when you bring it out, you're going to do some damage with that 5,000 attack. Yeah, he's a game winner. Also, CyberKnight card sleeves. If you want to make your own custom card sleeves, check out my link in the description. It's only like $30 to make custom sleeves. I went with my CyberKnight ones. You can make your own custom ones, and my link will also help you out too. So please do that. I have a code which will also help you save money. Just throwing that in there because sponsors help my channel. But yeah, really is worth it. I love these sleeves. They hold up very well, so they deserve their shout out. Then also 2 of, Cyber Darkness Dragon. Darkness Dragon is basically our replacement for Cyber Dark Dragon. I feel like he's a good upgrade for everything. Comes in handy. He just needs 5 Cyber Dark Dragons to fuse into him. So not being specific as the original, I like a lot more. Really easy to bring out too. I mean, you get your Cyber Darks to the graveyard so easily in this deck. Go for this guy and you're going to do some damage. Also, running 2 of Chimera Tech Mega Fleet Dragon. I like 2 of this. I was debating on going with 1 Chimera and then 1 of Mega Fleet, but I kind of like 2 of Mega Fleet because in my testing, it seemed to really come in handy. Like, it seemed to come and play a lot more. I know, especially before the Master Rule change and stuff, too, we had, like, you know, where people had to summon, like, Xyz and everything in that extra monster zone. So this card was a little bit better because of that. But I still find myself going against a lot of decks that are link summoning and stuff, too. And I feel like this card still really comes in handy. Now, again, if you want another alternative, you can go for a couple of Chimera Tech if you want to, Fortress Dragon, if you don't know which one I'm talking about. And I think those are fairly cheap. I think so. I hadn't checked in a while. But, or at least like 1 of each, I would at least say, you know. But for me, I kind of like the Mega Fleet, so I'm going with 2 of them. Then, of course, one of CyberEnd. That's the one you want to send to your graveyard, equip stuff, you know. He's your equip, basically. So you want to have him for sure. Then one of Chimera Tech, Rampage Dragon. Really great card, easy to bring out, do some damage, and then also get rid of some spells and traps. I love this card for that reason. The original Chimera Tech Over Dragon. This card's still one of my favorite cards in the game. I love this fusion. Such a scary fusion. Does some damage. You bring this card out, you're going for game. That's just like with regular Cyber Dragons. It's your, okay, everything else failed. I'm bringing out this guy. I'm going to win. That's what you do. Then, Elder Entity Nts. Again, I think that's how you pronounce her name. Just great with the combo with our new CyberDark card. So I like to have her get that extra effect in there. Then, for Xyz monsters, I'm still going to run Cyber Dragon, Nova, and Infinity. I still think these are great. You don't find yourself going into them as much as regular Cyber Dragons where you're using things like, you know, Galaxy Soldier and stuff. But still, one of each of these, it's possible to bring out really easily, and I love to have this as a backup plan because Infinity, in my opinion, is still like the best Xyz monster in the game, so I want to have access to it. Now for Link monsters. One of Cyber Dragon Seeger, just a great option to have as another Cyber Dragon, helps you set up for OTKs and everything too, so really recommend for that. Of course, too, we have one of our Protector Whelp, which goes with our, you know, our swordsman that we showed earlier. Use these together, you get some extra equips and stuff, easily bring out some links, and you just go off of that. I mean, it's still a great combo to have with this deck, especially since we are really equip heavy. I like using it for that reason. And then the last one that we have is our Salmon Grate. Yeah, it's just the old combo of if I'm bringing out our, you know, core dragon, then I don't want it to just stay on the field. I'd rather bring this guy out, you know, link summon into it, and then use his effect to help protect and stuff too. So it's just there. It's the same combo I think we've used for ever since this card was revealed or released, just like with like even Link Kribo and stuff too, and yeah, really comes in handy for that reason. And there you go, that is my CyberDark Dragon deck profile. So of course, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Again, I try to go for more competitive this time instead of budget, but I still feel like a lot of the options I chose are fairly budget. Again, the main thing that I would say isn't is the Ash Blossoms. You can switch those out. Again, I would still say maybe like 2 Jizakuru and then one of Cyberload Fusion, or 1 Jizakuru, 1 more Machine Dupe, and then another Cyberload Fusion. Those could be the 3 to take the spot. So let me know what you guys think, of course, down in those comments below. Support this video if you want to see more deck profiles. And of course, I will catch you guys later. See ya.